82-72 is the final. Michigan earns a top 5 victory at Michigan State. Yes, Josh.
Yep.
That happened. I know we had our doubts heading into this game, but man, once again, John Beilein does it again, led by Mo Wagner's incredible 27-point performance, all on a re-aggravated injured ankle. I mean, what can you say about this performance? I mean, let's talk about Wagner first. It's an impressive game, to say the least.
Yeah, I mean, it was what a game. I mean, I mean, if you would have told me before the game that Wagner was suffering from an ankle injury, I wouldn't have believed you. I mean, he did show signs of maybe limping a little bit, but again, that's just kind of the residual effects of him injuring it in the first place. But I mean, 27 points. You know, the behind the back to break Nick Ward's ankles to get the layup. I mean, that's a healthy Wagner move, and he isn't healthy. I mean, we don't know what percentage he's at, but you know, those kind of moves are big boy NBA moves, and he's finally starting to come into that you know, February March form that he had, where he was brilliant. Outside of that Oregon game where he was basically non-existent, but he's really starting to find his groove, and he's not 100% healthy, which is scary and also extremely frustrating at the same time, because Wagner's the type of guy that looks so good one night and then so just the opposite the other night. So now for the future, with a big one against Maryland on Monday, will the same Wagner show up or the other Wagner show up? Yeah,
you mentioned that he did a whole bag of tricks. He pretty much pulled them out, and then of course he gave the swoosh after the lone 3-point basket, about 8 minutes left. It put Michigan on top, and they never relented afterwards. Let's talk about that stretch run. Michigan was down 55-54, went on I believe they closed the game on a 28-17 run. Really just never let Michigan State get back in it. Every time Michigan State had a bucket, Michigan had an answer and some. Maybe it was a little scary there at the end with Xavier Simpson, but still they were able to get the key free throws that they needed. What does this win mean for Michigan? I mean, it's obviously a huge win at their rival, but this shows that this is a pretty good basketball team.
Yeah, I think if anything, right now where things stand, I think this game punches their ticket to March if they continue to win. You know, there's a lot of winnable games left on this schedule.
You'd say 500 in the conference would get them in the dance. Yeah. So right now their resume is pretty good.
Yeah, no, I mean, this is that's a stellar resume win. I mean, they might be kicking themselves a little bit to give up the Purdue game, but because those back to back, but coming away from that stretch 1-1, and you know what they do on Monday against Maryland will be extremely telling. But to walk away with a 1-1 record against, you know, the number 4 and number 5 teams in the country, what more can you want? And, you know, it was one of those games where, again, the young guys had to be relied upon because foul troubles and what have you, with Isaiah Livers getting the start today too. So, you know, again, I've run out of words to describe what John Beilein does for Michigan. He's just a magician and a wizard in terms of pulling things out of a hat and making things appear. And this team has surprised me.
Hey, they've surprised me too, Josh. I mean, but you got to say it. 15-4, 4-2 conference play. Big game when they host Maryland this Monday. But, hey, who would have guessed? But they did it. Michigan does it again. So stay tuned for all our coverage and more on the Michigan Insider. I'm Josh Newkirk. He's Josh Henschke. And that closes out our coverage here from the Breslin Center.